The results are in for the March Sarasota City Commission race, and the pool of candidates has been narrowed from 8 to 3 who will now face off in a runoff.
The City Commission races tend to be the most heated races we have locally, at least in my experience.
While municipal elections are technically nonpartisan, the Republican Party has voiced support for Republican Martin Hyde, and the Democratic Party has publicly supported known Democrats Jennifer Ahern Koch and Hagen Brody. Vice Chairman of Sarasota County's Democratic Party, Kevin Griffith, says the party has not formally endorsed the candidates and is only informing voters.
Because the races are local and the voters are local, people tend to know the party affiliation, even though it's a nonpartisan race. The job of the Democratic Party is simple. Let our voters know, people who are registered as Democrats, who the Democrats are that are running.
But even that informal support is drawing criticism from within the party. The argument is that Ahern Koch's values don't align with those of the Democratic Party.
What the party is doing by backing Koch is sacrificing its progressive principles with respect to policy simply to elect somebody with a D next to their name.
Gabriel Hammond is a Democrat and worked on Commissioner Liz Alpert's campaign in 2015. He calls Ahern Koch a Trojan horse candidate, accusing her of opposing affordable housing.
Her agenda, which revolves around traffic and the look of buildings, is totally out of touch with the challenges facing working families in the city.
Ahern Koch is one of the leaders of a group called STOP. According to its website, the group is concerned that our zoning code creates looming buildings with narrow sidewalks and shuts citizens out of the decision-making process. One of Ahern Koch's positions is including public input in any major development in the urban core. And that's the major sticking point for Hammond. His concern is that public input will further delay much-needed affordable housing.
This idea of having the public weigh in on every single new infill development is just outrageous, because what's going to happen is a vocal minority is going to attempt to use this public input process to undermine new buildings with which they don't agree with.
We spoke to Ahern Koch's campaign manager, who told us affordable housing is actually one of the focal points of her campaign, adding, quote, she believes we'll get more affordable housing in our city if the process is more transparent and involves the public. While the two Democratic candidates have differing approaches to development, among other things, Griffith hopes to see the Democratic Party aligned in what he considers an important race.
Both parties can get together and our city can thrive, and I hope it does, and I think it will.